Alakasla. Welcome to the new Canoe. On our show today, Michael Glendale travels to Denmark with Kevin Cranmer to take part in the Arrow International Mask Festival. Kevin, a Kwakwaka'wakw carver and dancer, has asked his nephew Michael to go with him. 2 months before the festival, Kevin begins carving a transformation mask that they will use in their presentation.
How does it feel to finally be working on the piece that's going to Denmark with us?
It's good because it's going to be tight.
This is going to be similar.
The outside mask will be similar to this one. This is that sea monster, Numkulagyu. So this will be the inner mask, and this will be the one that'll be fitting right on your face. This will be the outer mask that will fit over, so that when the string is pulled, the mask will open up to reveal the inner mask, to show the transformation of this sea monster into the first, he transformed into the first man. The reason I wanted to portray this is because Numkulagyu is where we descend from. When we go and we share that, we'll not only show the discipline of mask making, but we'll also show and share what really makes this, gives it some real weight, is that it's not just something to look at, but it's family history. Like if it was a raven or a bird, you'd have to go and watch the way a raven would move, the way its head would move. But dancing in this, you got to be mindful that this is a creature of the sea. So when you're going to be dancing in it, there'll be like a steady beat, bum, 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 bum. When you come out, so you'll be moving side to side, and the beat will be bum 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 bum, and then you'll be, just imagine moving through the water. That's another thing to look forward to, is to see, to go and not only to do what we're going there to do, but also to see all the other different people and their way of doing things too. Side to side.
Arrow Island is located in the Danish Baltic Sea and has a population of about 7,000 people. It has a strong artistic community that makes this ancient maritime and farming island one of Denmark's most popular holiday destinations. The Arrow International Mask Festival features lively street processions, mask performances, and mask-making workshops. Performers from cultural groups throughout the world, including Mongolians, Irish, Danes, Italians, and Canadians, have gathered on Arrow Island for the festival. It's clear from the diversity of the presenters and the masks that no matter how much this art form has evolved over the ages, it continues to provide a connection to traditional culture and history.
Arrow has a unique mask tradition going 150 years back. Alongside with a couple of other islands, it's the only remaining mask tradition in Denmark. My wife Susan and I thought that it would be a splendid place to organize a mask festival and to show the Arrow masks, the variety of masks around the world. The vision for this festival is to show the world the Arrow mask and Arrow mask the world.
We're a mass theatre company. We do mummers shows that are inspired by traditional Irish mumming. These are the masks made by Michael Hickey, our resident mask maker with Gateway, for the production of Mummer's Tale of the Season. Old Irish culture, there were only 2 seasons, summer and winter. The kayak, she is the seasons that we associate with fall, starting about November 1st through February 1st, and winter. And this is Briege, or Bridget, who is known as the Queen of Summer, but it's more like spring and summer.
We were working to discover lots of world cultures through masks, and we were kind of sad because both the director Sandra and myself, and at that time most of the company members were Irish Americans, and we didn't think the Irish had any masks. And then we found out that they have these incredible masks that we knew nothing about, and that got us started. But then we just kind of fell in love with the whole idea of mumming as a form of folk theater. It is literally, in terms of records, Irish mumming is the oldest theater form in the West.
When we were asked to start doing mummers shows in our hometown in Atlanta, Georgia, for the Irish and Celtic community, this is what we discovered was worn. It's a large straw hand-woven mask worn by mummers. Almost every culture has or has had masks at one time. And of course, I believe all of them came out of cultural expressions, but masks became illegal in many places. Religions banned them, so they went into theater in some cases. But there is still this, I think, profound connection between all the different forms that connects people to their own individual communities and can connect them to each other, as we're experiencing here at the festival.
Even the traditional cultures have been so stressed during the 20th century that a lot of them abandoned 90% of their culture, 80% anyway, and then in the latter part of the 20th century started trying to recover it all. So everybody was like struck by this need to be modern during the 20th century. So when we're supporting this, we're actually supporting the revival of something that almost died out.
Masks are a fantastic way to open up more knowledge of other cultures. We deeply need more understanding on our planet at this time, and people worldwide are fascinated with masks, and it's a way to learn about each other in an exciting and informative way, as well as to enjoy yourself and to be moved deeply and do all the things that theater and dance and the forms that are used in mask theater can do so beautifully. Masks are so amazing, and this particular festival embodies it in such an important way because it represents both the very local community expression of masks and the importance to the local culture. It incorporates people from many different cultures and also recognizes companies who can do transcultural work.
Now that Kevin and Michael have arrived in Denmark to take part in the Arrow International Mask Festival, it's time for them to begin preparations for their performance.
We're just giving a taste of each one of our major ceremonies. It's almost like performing for the connoisseurs, you know? It's almost like performing for people they love masks.
I feel really right at home here because everybody, the common theme of this gathering is everybody utilizes masks to express a certain kind of spirituality or a certain kind of creativeness. We've come here to be a part of this, to share our usage and our spirituality in regards to the relationship with masks.
This is like the perfect room.
Masks are, for us, they're so tightly intertwined with what goes on in our big houses. You wouldn't be able to do what we do in the big house without the masks, without the creation of masks. So to be able to be here and see what we've been able to see, what's being shown so far, now it's our turn to say, okay, well, this is our heart, this is our soul, this is what was given to us from the time of the beginning, and it's been passed on till now. One thing you always have to remember is that the history of our people goes back 10,000 years. We are the current proprietors of this stuff, and it's our responsibility to pass it on, because it's been passed on for all that time, and we are just the current proprietors of this stuff.
Skål for ekspeditionen! Skål!
We played 79 Fjorden, which is a performance based on the true story of a Denmark expedition to Greenland 100 years ago. It was inspired in occasion of the 100 years of the expedition that we get to make this performance. We think that this expedition has something to do with our life in theater and with the research in art. That's why we love it. It brings to another world. We lose the contact with the reality made out of skin, of the body, and we get to make a new body that is, in a way, it's a mirror where we reflect ourselves and identify it maybe in another way than we see a real person.
When you work with your own perspective and your own technique, you evolve a technique and a kind of a process. And even though you try to oftentimes break that mold and try to do other techniques, when you see other people and how they interpret mask or how they play with the mask, it's just a pleasure to see what other people are doing. When I first discovered masks 33 years ago for a performer, they were really freeing, and so I felt like I could express more under a mask than I could with my own personality, my own face.
I want some of the mask makers to sit with Uncle and learn a little bit about West Coast mask making. We've seen some things here that I'd never seen in mask culture. Like the Mongolians, for instance, are just like, wow. They wear their mask in the middle of their body. It's not even on their face, it's right here. So the character has this like large hat, and then the mask is in the middle of the abdomen, and then the rest of the regalia follows down. So there's all kinds of different little things that really change it. To be learning so much in so little time, it's been a really real pleasure.
Myself is the mask maker. I made 108 masks, and then we need to perform them, and that's why they invited us in here in Aero Island. We try to show our traditional mask. It's the Mongolia is mostly the Buddhist religion. The Buddhist culture is a lot of rich colors and sound of mask and music.
Michael and Kevin are in the final preparations for their performance at the Aero International Mask Festival in Denmark. They're here to share their Kwakwaka'wakw history, art, and dance with their audience.
One of the chiefs of Mum's tribe, the Mamalelekla, Tlakwagila is his chief's name, Arthur Dick. We were talking one time about the old people who are no longer here, and he talked about whenever you are doing cultural sharing, you always conduct yourself and you do it as though those old people are sitting right there. You have to do it with a very serious mind, because you got to have the most respect for the people who lived at that time between 1884 and 1951, those real humble years. They were the ones who had to make the quickest transition between living in the old way and having to adjust to this new way that was being forced upon us. And they were the ones who saw it as important enough to keep alive, to do in secret, to ensure that it survived, so that we can do what we're doing today. Honestly, we've got it easy. Back then it was against the law, right? You could go to jail for doing that. Mm-hmm. So thank goodness for them. My name is Jukte Sargame. Jumkuges Kinat is my Hamatsa name. I come from the Numgris and the Mamalelekla people who are part of the Kwakwaka'wakw. And Kwakwaka'wakw means Kwakwala speaking people. That's the name of our language that I was just speaking to you. And I'm very happy to be here at this wonderful gathering with my nephew Kjayustis. He will be the one dancing for you today. every family has every tribe has their own origin stories, and the songs that are sung with those particular masks, whatever they may be, the song is also an expression of those origins. And along with the mask, they tie together, you know, there's the visual, there's what you hear. It comes together to express where that family, where that chief descends from. The work that's being done is very important, and you treat it with a great deal of respect, regardless of whether it's in the house or whether you're traveling abroad and sharing it. And that's the serious part of it. And then at the end, you know, you celebrate that the work that you've come to do, or the work that you're doing in the big house, or whether you're traveling around, that the work that's done is you've come and you've done what you've intended to do. You know, you've shared a little bit of the people you come from and who you are. And that's a big thing, to be able to come to a gathering such as this.